3, 2, 1. Alrighty. And I'm just going to try to go for as much speed as I can with this particular run. Okay, so just as before. Fair enough. Gotta knock on wood too. And I will just go with my personal name for this. Now, for this run, we will actually be seeing 2 of the other bachelors, or 2 of the other candidates that are for marriage. Looks like my connection is going a bit. Hopefully it settles itself out. Need to be very cautious. Alright. That did not help in the slightest. Okay, that's that is definitely I will be trying to figure out technical difficulties for a few moments, so be right back. Alright. Oop. Yeah, there is a little bit of pixeliness to the particular split. That is a stylistic choice that I had, and since it was going for, or since I was kinda right on the spot here, I couldn't really necessarily change things like I had for Red Bell. Not that it matters too much. Looks like I'm not doing too bad. Hopefully I can get the cool little whistle thing this time, but I'm not too sure. I will try for it, but alright. I did get it. Cool. That is fairly awesome. So you don't always... If anyone was here for the Red Bell run, you would know that you don't necessarily... Well, if you're here for my last run, I was not able to do the whistle, so I am glad that I was able to do the starting whistle. Now, any time that there's a cutscene like that, you will be able to whistle. And of course, I will be showing off a bit less of the game this run, but oh gosh. There's a bit of frame droppage, but nothing too bad right now. Now I would really only be able to stream in the later bits of the day, night, whatever. But I'll at least do my best for this run. Might not be too good with commentary as of right now, but oh well. So as before, I will be meeting everyone in Harmonica Town the same way that I had before. I would really like to get a better connection, but sometimes it is not necessarily what you want. Though with this run, we will be seeing the Witch and the Wizard. Or, no, we will be seeing the Wizard. I think. I'll have to check the splits. Thanks for the luck. I really don't necessarily need luck on the run, and more of hopefully things don't buffer too badly. And another whistle. Still getting a few drops, but that's definitely a no good. Alright. Alright. It's good to hear that it's not buffering, though I am looking into the stream itself, of course, not on the connection. Just to make sure that everything's not doing too bad. But for this run, I am not going to be explaining as much detail to what exactly I am doing for the first bit, because it is the same as Red Bell. Except for, instead of going to Flute Fields first, I go to Harmonica Town first. For reasons I don't really know. Probably because it is still unoptimized, but not too bad. Alright. Next up to meet Yolanda and Maya. Okay, so the different bells, there is red bell, blue bell, yellow bell, green bell, and purple bell. They all the different bells have their own sprites with a corresponding color, as well as govern their own little section of how things work in the world. So the red bell influences fires and heat. Blue bell is for water and the like. Yellow bell is crops. Green bell is the wind. And then purple bell is friendship. I'm not too sure on what purple bell is. All I know is that you have to make at least 10 friends in order to get wishes to then pray to the goddess, I believe. Yeah. So instead of focusing more on the fire, I'm going to be going for water. Now, if I do have to do another filler, I would be doing Yellow Bell, which I will actually probably stream while the marathon is going, just so that I can get all the routing set up and can get an estimated time for things. Alright, so there's a few things that I do need to pick up throughout the run, but for this first bit, I will just be getting the various gifts. I don't need to worry about stamina like I did the last run, which is a good thing, though I do have to kinda worry about RNG with a black pearl, which can be found in the watery cave, which will be shown off a tad bit later. Alright, there's just a few more people that I have to meet here before going to Flute Fields to buy the milk and strawberry for Bo. Now, Blue Bell and Green Bell do coincide with each other, where you have to ring the blue bell in order to ring the green bell. The only two bells that you need to ring other bells for are the green and purple. Green, you need to ring the blue bell, and purple, you need to ring all the other bells. Alright. Next to meet Shelly and Candace. Though I do have to try to not get a cutscene a bit later in the run, because that will be a fairly decent time loss, which I think I triggered it in the only run on the leaderboards, so. Alrighty. That is definitely disheartening about the previous run, but not much can be done about it. Alright. So, finally I get to see the Mayor Hamilton. Is Animal Parade GameCube? I thought it was only Wii. Time to look that up. No, Harvest Moon Animal Parade is a Wii title. Kinda messed up there, but that's my... guess that is my own doing, so... No, there's definitely a lot of optimizations with movement that I am just not getting right now. Maybe turn down... ooh, gosh. Maybe turn that down just a smidge and skip that. Okay. Stabilize? Maybe. Okay, it is stabilized now. Okay, so as I said before, it has been a while since I've actually ran this route for the game, so there may be a bit of things that I do not do correctly like I'm doing right now. So I'll just get the fishing rod and go back because I actually needed to wait until the next day in order to go to Fields. Because I need a certain amount of gold in order to buy a duck, which hopefully I won't have to see the cutscene where I don't take care of it properly and Ain gets mad at me. Hopefully that's not the case, but if I do end up getting that, then it's really not too big of a deal. And I'll go ahead and sell things. Alright, so what I was supposed to do is actually go to my shipping bin and sell the various items that I can that I had gotten from the various townspeople. Sadly, I forgot that I needed to do that and then sleep for the next day so that I can go and get the fishing rod, skip time, and ring the or buy the duck to feed and the various things that I would have needed for fixing the bridge and for getting a duck egg. Alright. So I don't need this, or this, and I need to wait till tomorrow. I spaced it on Chase. Oops, that's not too big of a deal. I do have to go to Harmonica Town, but that is a bit of a time loss. Oops. Though by the time I do go to see Chase, it will be a bit. I'm trying to do this on the fly because I know for sure I messed up. Now, if I weren't in Marathon, I would just restart right now, but I can work with things. Alright. So... right now I'm going to just be skipping time while things buffer a little bit. Hopefully it clears itself out by the time I'm finished with doing this. Alright, so now to see here. Now, I hope that I didn't mess things up here with... No, you are closed. Yes, okay, you are closed Wednesdays, alright. So I don't need to worry about you closing on me just yet. Though this run, we will most likely see the character's birthday. So that will be fairly cool. The earliest that I've seen the birthday be is actually the 3rd of spring, which is fairly interesting, at least in my personal opinion. Okay. Alrighty. No, there is no advantage or disadvantage. It is just a cool thing to see how early the birthdays can actually be in the game. Or, well, there's no advantage that I know of for any of the routes that I run, or have ran, so. Though most likely my mind is going on autopilot here. Most likely we will be seeing the character's birthday. So, there is definite time loss, and it will be fairly close to 2 hours when the run is finished, but who knows, maybe I may get a world record, because the original route was very unoptimized, and this is unoptimized too. So, here's for maybe. Alright, so now I will be getting the milk and scythe, or sickle, from Hannah. Try to speak a bit louder, because someone is... Yeah, there is definitely a chance for me getting a world record, but as things are going right now, there's no too big of a chance to getting a world record, because I did mess up with Chase and not meeting up with him, so that will definitely cause quite a bit of time loss, but shouldn't be too big of an issue. I can go on the fly with him and kinda do a few things. No, I can't do too much there, because it is more beneficial to do that stuff later down the line when I actually need to talk to those other people. Now for this run, the previous time that I had done it, I would have been on my way to fixing the bridge. I forgot to buy the milk. Anyways, I would have been on my way to fix the bridge, but right now my mind's on autopilot and wanting to fix my mess up before, but I need to focus on getting what I need to fix the bridge beforehand. Alright, so I need to buy, for safety reasons, I will buy 2 feed. I think you only need 1, but I'm not too sure, and now get to buy a duck. Which it will be named Toby. Now, I do have quite a bit of extra gold here. This run does need quite a decent amount of it. You need 800 for the duckling, and then another 200 for feed, as well as you need a total of 5 fish for doing the melody of the town. Alright. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and fix my issue of not having Bill's toolbox just yet by going and getting it now. I don't know why, but sometimes I forget to meet Chase. Or did I even go to the church grounds? I'll go there again just to be sure. Alright. Now, before I make any other mess-ups in the run, I am going to attempt to find my notes wherever they are at. Because I was definitely not entirely prepared for this run. Alright, I found my notes, so now I'm not going to be stumbling everywhere. And looks like going to be about 4 minutes behind the world record, but that is fine and dandy. Let's make sure. I definitely did do a fairly safer strat with the gold, which I didn't need to do, but I had picked the turnips, which you don't necessarily have to do, but I did anyways, just for an extra buffer in case I messed up with the menuing. Now I'll go to see Bo and wait till tomorrow to yeah, wait till tomorrow to start the goddess quest. And then do that meet and greet, though this time I will remember to give Bo his toolbox first. Alright. Need to do that. Okay. I'm definitely not stumbling over myself as much. So just like with Red Bell I will be going to do the meet and greet for Garmin Mines and to see the goddess. And after seeing the goddess, I will be going back to Flutfield, or I will be focusing on raising that duckling up to a duck, which I will be skipping quite a few days for. I do need to at least check on the duck once before that day, just in case. Alright, so looks like about 7 minutes. So estimated ending is 1 hour and 50 minutes. That is if I don't save any time throughout the various things. Now I will be sleeping and doing that slight bit of inventory management. Alright, and I will save those weeds for a later setup, or just in case I need to do the sleep for sleep to go to day 4. And then Bo will tell me that the bridge is a-okay. Alright. Now to go see Garmin Mines like I did in Red Bell. That was a massive drop. Okay. That's... okay, this is back into gear. Now to go see the bears. Or well, the bear, the raccoon, the monkey, and the various other animals that are protecting the harvest goddess. Now, usually I would worry about the various splits times, but right now I'm just not worrying about that too much because I need to at least attempt to make up a bit of lost time. Yep, not a problem, though my bitrate isn't necessarily the greatest. I do need to get a better setup if I plan on streaming more often, but I don't necessarily stream very often, so the setup is fairly decent for now. Now I would show off the rubbing mechanic again, but there's not necessarily any good point in the run that I can do that without losing quite a bit of time that I need to try to make up. At least for world record pace. I need to now skip until about 7:50. Though I do believe I was supposed to set up for a death warp, which is essentially running out of stamina and being sent back to the house. But I didn't pluck the weeds, so I believe it will just be faster to go and sleep when the time comes. Now, if I were to be one day late on doing this bit, I would not be able to... morning groat. Anyways, back to what I was saying. If I were a day later, I would not have been able to do the meet and greet, so... Because everyone in the Garmin Mines is closed on Thursday, Flute Fields is closed on Wednesday, and Harmonica Town is closed on Sunday. And of course, they're always closed on the various holidays. This run, you won't see any holidays that I remember off the top of my head, but I know that in any percent there are a few holidays that you have to worry about. Okay, this isn't too bad of a time. Again, comparing this run to Red Bell, once I do go to the mines, I am actually not going... I'm going to try to avoid breaking any rocks, because that does not save me any time. I will be preferring to go straight towards the exit, or to use the various geysers or pitfall to go down and up the floors. Though before that, I need to go and talk to everyone in the Garmin Mines. Okay, so just about right now in my other attempt, I would be finishing up the meet and greet. So, don't want to take the scenic route? Well, it will be the scenic route, but I'm just not going to be breaking all the rocks that I would be in Red Bell, because I actually don't need any ores or the like. I am set with everything that I've got right now, and well, aside from the little mess up that I did with forgetting Chase, which I have actually done a few times. Hence me doing it a little bit ago. It's just, for some reason, he is so forgettable. Not sure why, but I try not to forget him, but anyways, enough about my forgetfulness with Chase. Talking to Barbara to be told that I need to go see Julius. Though there will be quite a bit of scenery in this run if you do want to see it, because we will actually be going through the entirety of Fugue Forest. So, plus you'll get to see a nice little witch. Alright, and as before, Julius will say, or will ask, if we want to take over the shop. But I don't necessarily... Yeah, definitely gonna be sightseeing. You'll get to see the very depths of Fugue Forest. And see the witch's hut, because I do believe you need to start and do a little bit of the green bell quest in order to do the blue bell. I'm not 100% sure on that, but well, if you haven't already, well, Barbara said that I would need to see Julius who was in the store next to the general store, so of course it would be implied that that is Julius. I guess, or yeah, I guess that's my thought process on it. Okay. Looking like about, yeah, looking about a 1 hour 50-minute time for completion. That is if I don't have any time saves throughout things. I should, but right. Speaking to Ramsey, who will tell me that Chloe is searching for, or that the animal whistle that I'm searching for was given to Chloe, who then would most likely show it to Owen, Owen is usually in the mines. I go to see Owen in floor 1 of the mines, and he will give me the hammer, which I may actually need for a bit farther in the run. Or, well, I need it now, but there's a decent chance that I will need it for when I am exploring the watery cave, which is a different mine, which is mainly a source for different wonderfuls rather than ores, but you do find plenty of ores and whatnot in Watery Cave. Though it has the most diverse spectrum of various wonderfuls you can find. Oh, so there actually is a bill centered around farming, but the ones that I have done do not necessarily involve farming. So, Yellow Bell involves farming, and yeah, Yellow Bell involves farming, and by proxy, Purple Bell involves a little bit of farming. In the any percent route that is world record, the farming is actually how you get the funds for getting hero in one of the different categories, so or categories of shipping item. So there's farming, fishing, animals, and one other and mining. Though this bell is really centered around fishing and the like, whereas the previous bell was focused more around mining. Now that I've gone through Garmin Mines and gotten the animal whistle, time to go see the Harvest Goddess. Oop. So go ahead and do that. still a decent chunk of time behind 141, but that's not too big of a deal. It is still still decently early in the marathon that it's okay if I don't quite make time. And now the animals are happy, and I should be able to go see the goddess. Which I will be seeing right about now. For the unskippable cuts. Oh, right. The power berry. That's why I don't do the death warp. Because power berry restores any and all stamina, so... Well, restores stamina and increases it by a decent amount. Alrighty. Now the goddess is going to go through her speech about me needing to ring all the various bells across the land in order to save the goddess tree, or no, to awaken the Harvest King, then to save the goddess tree. Oh, she says... Let's see, so... Good. Fire, wind, earth, water, and I'm not sure what the last one is. I need to play this game a bit more in the casual sense rather than practicing speedrunning in the... yeah, practicing a bit of speedrunning things in my casual playthrough. Okay, so it looks like we're about 8 minutes behind world record. Not too bad, especially considering all the various time losses that I've caused. Now's time for the very fun bit of the run, which is skipping through the days. Oops, Now I'm going to be skipping 3 days to start off with. And then I'm going to feed the duck and start with the other bits of the run. And by day 10, I will have completed. No. Pretty much it is literally just skipping through the days so that I get a better skip 3 days in order for the duckling to grow up a bit more. By day 7, I'll feed it once, and then on day 10, I should have the duck egg available. And looks like, though, if day 10 is rainy, then I am going to have to skip until it is not. Looks like the birthday's not quite yet in the run. Though, maybe, just maybe, it'll be there. Alrighty, so... that is not where the duck is. Yeah, too much fun wouldn't necessarily be terrible, but this particular run does have quite a bit of sightseeing, so that is a good thing, I do believe. Get to see more areas of the run, whereas Red Bell is just, you're in the mines for the most of it. And the duck is sad, but I will feed it, and it will be a bit happier. My personal favorite Harvest Moon is Animal Parade, but really no, actually, my favorite is A Tale of Two Towns for the DS or 3DS. But Animal Parade was the first Harvest Moon game that I had actually played. Now, A Tale of Two Towns is essentially A Tale of Two Towns. So, the plot of that game is that two towns were very nice and friendly towards each other. However, something happened and they stopped being nice and friendly. Your goal is to make both towns more friendly towards each other by competing in various festivals and whatnot. To boost the friendship scores with either town. I forget the name of the towns offhand, but it definitely is my favorite Harvest Moon game, and I wouldn't mind trying to speedrun it, but I know it would take fairly long and I would need to get some way to capture the game. Ooh, I was supposed to go to the windmill first. Oh, well, you'll see a preview of the Fugue Forest. So I'm not sure if it's good or bad, but I have my game audio muted for myself, but I can still hear the music, which is very interesting and says a lot about how much I've actually played the game. And we are meeting Renee in this run. But that is to start the Greenbell quests. Alright, now I need to go to the forest entrance. Then back to speak to Hannah. And then back to the forest entrance. Alrighty. So... Alright, I'm not sure when that time is supposed to be. By now in the run I would have already had access to the forest. I highly doubt that I've lost that much time. Maybe I just did the split wrong. Alrighty, now I will go back into the forest entrance. To see Kane trying to open up the lock, which he can't. Though there is a fairly funny thing where I will go into a bit later, but we do get to, this run we definitely do get to meet almost all of the available bachelors and bachelorettes, aside from the only ones that we do not see are Jin, Luna, and the witch. The witch we do not see because, well, you will see in, I want to say, about 5 minutes or so. I may be wrong with that time, but alright. Don't need to try and see Yellow Bell. That would be a fairly embarrassing thing to do, because that is a cutscene that I can very easily skip past. Now, I'm not entirely sure where I got my splits from. Or, oh, I got the timings for my splits because something definitely seems off. I shouldn't be 10 minutes behind. But, That should be a-okay. And whistle. Should be a-okay. Now I'm speaking to Dale in order to get the key to enter Fugue Forest. And funny thing, Fugue Forest is locked despite his son, I believe it's Lucas, being inside the forest. I'm not sure how Lucas locked himself in the forest, but he did. Alright. So now it is time to go and see, or go and unlock Fugue Forest. And go through the forest, which going through the forest should only take about 2 minutes. Shouldn't be too long, but it is definitely a scenic route. Now, if you were wanting to speedrun this game, and you don't necessarily want to worry too much about RNG, this game, or this particular run, is definitely suited for just knowing the game rather than any sort of RNG. Oh, and another thing with this game, you can actually see, every time you start up the game, you can actually see little icons above people's heads showing the name. Yes, RNG is fun. Anyways, you'll see little bubbles. When is Cruel? I believe he will be later on. That run that was supposed to be going on right now, connection was not necessarily going too well for him, and well, yeah, he ended up having to finish early. Though we do get to see the forest, which, okay, I do have the axe. I did need the axe for, which I'm glad that I did not put that away. Now, if I see the exit is blocked by, or the next area is blocked by a tree, I will just go back to the previous area to reload the map for that particular area in the forest. It is a lot faster to do that rather than to try to chop down the tree. And now, okay. Now we meet Luke and we ask him about the witch. I'm not sure how, stating this again, I'm not sure how. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure the whole situation there, but... No, I don't need to pick up the fugue mushroom, but unlike any of the other mushrooms, you can only find it in the fugue forest, and it's shiny, so pick it up. And I missed the exit. Right. Alright. Just a few more areas before you get to see the witch's house. Okay. My apologies, I wasn't quite caught up to speed with everything, because I believe I was not necessarily awake at that time that Cruel did his run. I do believe that they're going to be doing another run sometime soon, but I'm not paid to think. Drinking milk killed the connection. RIP. Alright, but here's the witch's house. Now you get to see very exotic animals like a turtle, a weasel, and a raccoon, otherwise known as a trash panda. Well, that is a fairly long run, so it does make sense that it would eventually kinda go bad. And this cutscene, your player character and Finn, which is the harvest sprite thing that follows you around, goes to see the witch, which is not here, but instead a pink frog. And now, if I were to try to go back inside the witch's house, it'll just go through a cutscene with the frog ribbiting and whatnot. So I need to instead do what Finn told me to do and see the wizard who lives in Harmonica Town. Yeah, I guess it's a shiny frog. But it's got a little hat on it, so definitely fairly cute. I believe they're racing, but I am not too sure. Alright, they are racing. Alright. Looks like about 7 minutes. get to meet the wizard, who is one of the other available bachelors that we did not get to see last Harvest Moon Run. He's one of the special ones where you have to have already rang the green bell, or no, you have to fix the witch's issue. Or, well, I'm spoiling things a little bit. I'm not sure who designed very big overworlds, but sometimes they're good, but other times they're bad. This game's overworld isn't necessarily the worst. Looks like it is 10 minutes behind world record. Alrighty. I am messing up this. I mean, there's quite a lot of forgeables that you can pick up, and other than that, no. Well, other than that and any various what exactly are you meaning by the countryside? Oh yeah, and we are meeting one character that we didn't meet last run, which I believe it's pronounced Paolo, but I'm not too sure. Oh, I meant to... talk to him and ask Bluebell, because this game doesn't like you spamming. Alright, now I have access to the watery cave, which is nice. And now here's the time where I get one of the items that I will need for a special thing. Since I am already this way, I will need to be going back to the lighthouse in a little bit, though the lighthouse actually is not necessarily visited too much. I need to buy 3 fishes, or no, 5, which I'll go with the more expensive fish, sardines. And you will see why later. Yeah, you'll see later why I needed the 5 fish. But for now, that's mushroom. We're now going to open up the watery cave and go see, I want to say Ben? I'm not sure of all the Harvest Sprites names. And another whistle. Alright. So, the bell is here, all fine and dandy. So, things If you've never played the game, you might think time is going to be right now. But may the melody ring throughout the lands. Sadly, Ben had forgotten the melody of his bell. Alright, and now I will go into the watery cave, go deeper into it. I need to reach floor 25 for a certain item. Alrighty. Yes, each bell has a melody. Of course... No, they actually do have melodies in this game. It isn't just a ding-dong. Alright. Yeah, plot twist. Ben forgets the melody, which I will be... Oh my gosh, I can't go down. Alright. Now, I'm using a lot of the traps that I don't necessarily need to, but if I get good RNG, I should be able to go down. I may need to bring out the hammer. I do. Alright. So the floor exit should be one of these few that I'm breaking here. Now, the watery cave is definitely a nice change of pace for mining if you so desire. You can get various wonderfuls of the different colors, or well, of blue, green, and purple. And there's also moles. Oh, that would actually be a fairly good thing to pick up if I were doing any percent, because that was a Body Geyser XL, which pretty much restores all of your stamina at this point in the game. Another mole for a Body Geyser. That is... I'm getting good mole RNG, but I am not getting good other RNG. And got an iron ore there, which if I were doing a red bell or just any percent, I might have picked that up, but I don't need that at all. And that is one of the wonderfuls. It is very nice colored. I believe that was the purple one. Now I do have to be wary of how much stamina I've got. I've only got a few more floors to go before... Well, there it is, right here. That's what I came here for. The Black Pearl. I meant to do first floor. Oops. Oh, well, the floor... Up to first floor, no. I need to go speak with the Harvest Goddess. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to do a death warp. Oops. Now what I'm doing is trying to, as effectively as possible, run my stamina all the way down so that I end up passing out and going back to my farm. It saves just a little bit of time. And falling over from exhaustion, though that is not to be worried. Sometimes I may do that on accident in my runs, but let's see, so today's day 8, I need to speak to the goddess. And hopefully if everything went correctly, I should be able to get duck egg tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, and I will be able to ring the bell. I'm not entirely sure if this is world record pace, but it very well can be. Now, since Ben had actually forgotten his bell's melody, I am going to speak to the Harvest Goddess to get some guidance on it, to see what brilliant insight she may have on the situation at hand. Which the situation at hand is trying to have Ben remember the melody. But, you know, someone in town may be familiar with the melody of his bell. After that, now, for some reason, I don't think you can actually run out of stamina in that area. I may be wrong, but just to be sure, I'm just going to leave and do the death warp again. Well, you'll see in just I want to say 5 minutes, you will see. Today is day 9. Oh, yay. So day 9 of spring is this character's birthday. Happy birthday to the character, and it's raining. So hopefully, that being said, it raining now, hopefully it doesn't rain tomorrow. Because if it rains tomorrow, I have to wait another day before going to find the person who may know the bell's melody. Alrighty. Let's see, is it gonna rain? You see, I actually remembered to take care of the animal. Oh, it's just Hamilton. Pretty much telling me that if I were farming, that my crops would die. I will go ahead and pick up the duck egg. However, I'm going to sleep until it is a sunny day, because I'm not sure if the bell can be rung on cloudy. Alright, that is correct. I'll go ahead and pet the duck. No, the duck is a bit unhappy, but that is a-okay. Skipping to tomorrow to try to get a sunny day. Okay, that's another rainy day. That's fine and dandy. Oh, sunny? That looks sunny to me. Alright, day 12. And because I had already gotten... No, it doesn't matter what day in specific that you ring the bell, and it actually doesn't matter what time you ring it, as long as it's during the day. So you can ring it at 6 in the morning if you're able to get there fast enough. Alright, so from here I'm going to be finding that someone who knows the, or who may know the bell's melody, which in just a few moments you will see is actually something else too. And I did the cutscene that I didn't need to. I need to make sure to say no to them. So what this cutscene is pretty much the cutscene to help you with your or help you get a bigger rucksack, though right now I am a bit busy. I would accept it, but she will tell me stuff that I don't necessarily need and don't have the time for right now, but well, not to worry, because now, well, I don't need bigger rucksack right now, because the run is almost finished. Now going to the lighthouse to meet up with someone who may know the melody of the town. Or not melody of the town, the melody of the bell. Melody of the bluebell, but it may be related to the town's melody, which there's something missing with the sort of contraption that they had done, or that both Paolo and and Phoebe had made. So I need the egg of a quacky bird, a black jewel, as well as 5 fish, which I have all 3 things. Sadly, this is not world record, but it is still a fairly decent time. Yeah, that does make quite a bit of sense. Alright, where's the sardines that I had had worked so hard for fishing them up? Just to put them here and to have them go and be there. Next up, I'm going to skip that and place the quacky bird egg. Which goes there. Going back to where the black jewel goes, right here. And finally, I will be starting the apparatus with Paolo after talking to him. Alright, I am ready to start. The run is actually almost finished. There is just the melody of the town, which I have done the apparatus for, so the quacky bird egg is going through and hitting the scale to send the black pearl flying into a little pond. Alrighty, which will send the 5 fish onto here. And that is the melody of the town. Though you will get a better... You'll hear it a bit better when the bell is ringing. So now that the melody of the town has been played, time to ring the blue bell. Or well, yeah, time to ring the blue bell because now Ben has remembered the melody of his bell, which, yay, he remembered. So, without further ado, yes, the fish made music. Alright. He remembers the bell, the melody, so now he can ring the bell. Play the melody and enjoy this. Alright, that was the Bluebell's melody. And now Ben can return to the Harvest Goddess the land and the ocean surrounding will return to normal, and time is coming up after this little cutscene with the mayor's son, Gil, which is one of the other available bachelors. So I do believe that with both of the runs, if you watched them, you would have been able to see all but 2 of the available bachelors and bachelorettes. There was one bachelor you didn't